Hello, Samantha. I'm so glad you were able to come in today. Before
Hi,
we start,
Joy.
just want to check in with you a moment. And I'm just wondering, looking at a feelings wheel, how you're feeling today. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? What stands out to you?
Okay. So I think I'm feeling just really overwhelmed and it's causing me to feel anxious. I'm not sleeping great. I feel like I'm just kind of running a marathon and I don't have a whole lot of downtime. And so I think it's just making me feel generally overwhelmed and anxious.
That sounds exhausting and really frustrating. Can you tell me more about what's happening that's making you feel this way?
Yeah. So, I think things are really busy at work. This time of year, I'm a recruiter, so there's a lot of hiring that companies want to happen before the end of the year. And then everybody goes on vacation for like a month. So I'm trying to fit in 3 months worth of work in like 6 weeks. And then I have three kids and they are all full into extracurriculars. They have games, they have practices. I'm like running around, carting them around all the time. And then I decided to go back to school. And so now I have my schoolwork on top of my full time job and my kids, which I really enjoy. So that's the good thing is that the content of the schoolwork is like I like doing it, but I just need more hours of the day. Like I can't fit everything in. And so it causes me to just get a little bit of like analysis paralysis. Like I just kind of see everything and I can't act on any of it. I just like continue. And then I like distract myself with something mindless. Right. And so I'm trying to figure out how to one, channel maybe like this anxiety into productivity a little bit, but then also find time for self-care or like, to go like I haven't really been running the same way I used to. And I eat a lot of snacks. Like I do have breakfast. Like I make sure I have a really good breakfast, but throughout the day, like I might be on calls all day long. And so I just don't eat at a normal time. And then I kind of just feel like I'm running a marathon. And then by the time I go to sleep, I'm just exhausted and I do it again the next day. And so I'm trying to figure out how to like make that better.
That sounds really exhausting. I'm just thinking it sounds like you're looking more for like work-life balance. It's just so much going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. And even my life seems like work, if that is not a great way to put it, because I do enjoy going to all of the games and it's a commitment that I made and so, I really want to be there for the kids, but like again, it's just another like scheduling. It's a thing that I have to like work into my day and kind of work around. So like yesterday, I went from a cross country meet in the morning to a soccer practice to then dinner with my mom. And so that was like nice, but like it's still just not being at my house and just like having downtime.
So I'm curious to know more about this. So you said, if I understood correctly, that this time of the year is just particularly busy. So before it was quite this busy, how did you feel about all of your responsibilities?
I think I was managing it much better because it was less busy. And so I didn't feel like, honestly, I think that the schoolwork and the kids stuff what is the same, like it's the same as when I started. That was super manageable. I think the difference is that the my work has really picked up, and so I'm realizing now that I did a lot of work after hours that I now no longer have time for. And so then I go back to work the next morning and I'm overwhelmed because I'm like, oh, like I should have done all of these things the night before to better set myself up. And so it's kind of like a hamster wheel, if that's a interesting way to describe it. And so maybe that is another part to all of this is like maybe I shouldn't have been working after hours. Like maybe I should better manage my time during the day so that I don't feel like I have to do that. But I'm kind of realizing now that I do not have that time at night, um, how much of it I used to like make me productive during the day.
It sounds like you're really rethinking your life and how you've been doing things, which could be a really positive thing. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I have a lot of thoughts about it. It's putting those thoughts into action that I get stuck about. So, yeah, like I think I know what I need to do to make this better. It's just I just wake up the next day and it all kind of moves forward. Like I'm just very much a patterned person.
Mhm.
And so I get stuck in these like patterns, and new habits are super hard for me to integrate once I've gotten like an established pattern. And so I'll be like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this is right. And then the next day comes and I'm like, nope, like I'm just going to continue to run it the way that I always have because that's what feels comfortable. And so it's the implementation piece, I think, that is the challenge for me. It's not that I can't identify what the cause is.
So for clarification, do you think that you kind of have some strategies in mind, but they're just not easily put into place yet? Would that be fair?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't have the strategies. I have the what, I don't know how to fix it,
Okay.
if kind of. So I think I do need strategies or a plan, and it's that plan that like makes it overwhelming, to which I just abandon it and go back to my routine.
So if you had a strategy and a plan, what do you think, or what types of things do you think you would prioritize? Or what would your ideal day look like if you could somehow magically make like all the hours that you need? Like what would it look like? Do you have like a vision for that?
um I think it would be that hmm, maybe I would just honestly, I wish that I could get my job, like my full 40 hours a week, into 9 to 3 during the day, because that is when I am most productive, like brain wise. And then I would have time to do my schoolwork after school or after that. And then by the time my kids like get home from their practices and everything, like I could actually spend time with them in the afternoon because I would have all of my work done. But I don't see that as feasible because that's not the hours of my job. Then the alternative is I have thought about like how do I wake my brain up earlier in the morning? Like, because I take some time to like get awake in the morning. And so that's not optimal to be doing schoolwork, right? Because my brain is not, it's still kind of half asleep. And so I've even thought about like waking up at 6 a.m. and kind of giving myself a little bit of time to wake up and then maybe do like small things in the morning to help me throughout the week with the schoolwork or with the house stuff. Like we haven't even touched on the fact that like I have constant laundry that is not folded and my house is clean but not tidy. Like I wipe it down, it's clean, but there's just stuff everywhere. And so I think that is another part that causes me anxiety. Like it doesn't help with the anxiety because I just look around my living space and it's just chaos. Like, and I'm like, okay, like this is an outward representation of what my head looks like. And so maybe I could do that sort of thing in the morning because it doesn't take a lot of brain space. I don't know. I think maybe just organization is probably what I need the most. And then also some strategy as far as like not procrastinating stuff too, because like I also do that where it's like I could very easily tackle this project in 20 minutes and I'm just like I'll do it later, like it's fine, and then there's a mad like rush like right before I go to bed, like I'm probably doing the most between 9 and 11 o'clock at night because I'm like, okay, there's no time anymore. So I need to do this, and then I knock it all out. And I'm like, it didn't have to be that way. Like most people relax at night. And then, like I read all of these studies about like how to improve your sleep and everything. And it's like, you're supposed to sit for 30 minutes before you go to bed and like read a book and like calming lighting. And I'm just looking at that like I can't fit that in. Like that is not feasible. So I literally like go, 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 go. And then my head hits the pillow and luckily I can fall asleep like
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear
really
that.
easily. But then I typically wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and then I start like thinking about all of the things that I need to get done.
So when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, can you just tell me a little bit about that in terms of your energy level and in terms of what you are able to do at 3 o'clock in the morning? Do you feel rested at 3 o'clock in the morning, or do you feel like you need more sleep?
So I feel rested at 3, but then if I don't go back to sleep, I am like really tired when I wake up in the morning. So it's not because I even thought like, okay, well, if I could push the 3 a.m. wake up to 5 o'clock, then that could feasibly be a wake up time that I could do this thing. But for some reason it's like three, maybe four. And it's usually 3 to 4 or 4 to 5. And then I go back to sleep. And then like by the time my alarm gets me up at 6:30, that's like right when I get back into my sleep pattern. And so I'm just like, I wake up and I'm so tired. So yeah, I've thought about that and I've tried. I bought a sleep ring. So now I can track it. But that doesn't seem to be like making it better. Just now I'm just aware. It's like I have more information. So yeah, I guess that's another piece, but I don't particularly feel exhausted during the day, right? Like, I mean, I do have moments where I'm like more tired than others, but I also kind of have a steady stream of caffeine too. So like I wake up and I start drinking coffee and then I drink diet sodas and then I switch to coffee and like I can literally drink coffee at 5 o'clock and be fine ish. Like, and then go to bed. Like, whereas like I know some of my friends are like, we're getting older. I can't drink coffee past noon. Like, I don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, I can't, I got to keep going. So,
I was just thinking that as you're speaking, it's like go, 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 go.
mhm.
I am just wondering, because you've mentioned many different things that you would like to change. And I guess my question would be if you had like, this imaginary world where you could just like pick the one thing. You did mention the 9 to 3 job schedule, that would be ideal, but it doesn't sound like that's something that you can do or implement anytime soon. But I'm curious about like what is, if you had to rank it, like what would kind of be like priority regarding things like, the nighttime rituals in terms of what you're doing there. You mentioned procrastination. You mentioned, the state of the house. You mentioned many different things, and I'm just curious, like, what is most significant to you at this point? Like, what is causing the most stress, if you can identify that?
um, I think what's causing me the most stress is wanting to do a good job at all things. Like, I want to do a good job at work and I want to do a good job with my kids and I want to do a good job at school. And so I think that I need like that would be priority number one, but also I think I need to like reframe my expectation of like what good looks like because I don't know if what I think good looks like is sustainable for a long term. Whereas, like, I'm sure other people would look at me and say, like, what are you doing? You don't need, you're doing too much. Like, you do not need to do all of this stuff. And so I think it's mainly um, not to like add another topic, but like to kind of stop, not lower my expectations because I don't want to do that either, but just like stop believing that I have to do everything perfectly all the time. And be okay with chaos or my house being, anything.
Can-
But well, and then I would say like my other priority is like I do want to spend more time with my kids. Like I want to it doesn't have to be like the whole night, but an hour, like just being able to do something fun with them. Like I think that's really important to me. And some nights I make that work, and then some nights I just sit at my desk like from the time I get home from my other desk at my office and I get home to my home desk, and then I just sit there until they have to go to bed, because that's the other piece to it is like they go to bed at like 8:30. So but also I have found that I can't, my like mind, like I'm getting tired at that point, right? And so like I put them to bed, and then like it's really hard for me to get back into school mode or like
Sure.
work mode after, because now we're at like 9 o'clock, 9:30.
You're tired.
And so that's when I try to do the house stuff, because again, it's less like it's stuff that needs to get done, but it's less mentally taxing, I think. So yeah, that would also be a great strategy if you came across one, to like how to like refocus after you've like sat in a dark room with children reading bedtime stories. Because then I'm like, and now I'm sleepy. Like,
I understand.
yeah.
So I'm going to start wrapping us up, but before we go, I do want to ask you something. So you've mentioned several things that, I mean, it sounds like you have really high standards for yourself, and I'm curious, can you identify some of the things that you've just been doing an exceptional job in?
Um, I think that I've been doing an exceptional job at meeting all of these deadlines that I have. Like I don't miss things. Like I get it all done. So that would be good. I get everybody where they need to go on, mainly on time. At least by the start. Maybe not. We might not get there 15 minutes early, but we're at least, there. So I do think that I do a good job with that. And I'm working on asking for help, like, and reaching out to people where I didn't in the past. I just wanted to do it myself and, not rely or like impose upon. So I have been like actively trying to be like, okay, like people don't really mind if one of my kids carpools to practice with them. Like I don't have to be there, right? And so I have been doing a better job with that, and it's been kind of alleviating. But I think I only started doing that because I literally ran out of time. And I'm like, I can't be at two places at once. I have overscheduled myself. So it was almost like a forced thing, but it is something I'm trying to embrace, because I realize like I'm willing to help anybody and it does not bother me one bit, but like asking people to do things for me is really, really hard. And so yeah, that's I've been working on that.
I think that is exceptional. And I just want to encourage you as we prepare for future sessions to just really be mindful and continue, I should say, to notice the things that you are doing really, really, really great at, because sometimes that helps in terms of as you're strategizing, but
Mm-hmm.
also to give yourself some grace because as you said, you're really, developing some skills there
Yeah.
and doing some really wonderful things in terms of the way you care for your children, because you clearly love them dearly. And you do have a lot. So I understand that you would feel overwhelmed at times. Is there
Yeah.
anything else that you want to share before we wrap up the session?
No, I think that this was great and this was super helpful. So I have a lot to think about. But
That's
all
great.
good.
I hope to be
All right. Thank you.